Hello everybody, hello, how are you all? It is Jess and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Thank you so much for joining me. I am here with a reading vlog today. I am also here today with my brand new vlogging camera. You might have noticed that the quality of this video already looks amazing, and I have been wanting to get a vlogging camera for so long. The stars finally aligned, the finances finally worked out, and here I am with a new vlogging camera, and I am very excited to start using it. So I do have a degree in photography and video, so I do have some experience with cameras, with DSLRs, mirrorless cameras, analog cameras, video cameras, film cameras, all of that. I do have the experience, but I haven't used one in a long time. So this vlog is going to be a little bit experimental as well, while I'm just trying to figure out how to use this camera. I do have a mic plugged in, hopefully it is working. It'll be embarrassing if it isn't. We're just going to see how this vlog plans out, so don't mind me if, you know, the sound doesn't work properly, or if the image is blurry or whatever, or it keeps going out of focus. I'm still just trying to work it all out. But anyway, let's move on to what this vlog is actually about, which is about reading. I have a couple of days off work right now, and I am in the mood to read some thrillers. So I'm going to read some thrillers for this vlog, and there are two here that I am really keen to get stuck into. So we have got Nobody But Us, and this is by Laurie Van Rensburg. This is a thriller that came out quite recently, and it is about a couple who go on a weekend away into like the middle of the forest or something, cabin in the woods, and they're both lying to each other, and he's not who he says he is, and she's not who she says she is, and I guess we're just figuring out what it is that they are hiding from each other, and I'm just really intrigued by it. And then the other one that I have is We Were Never Here. This is by Andrea Bartz, and this is set on the last night of a best friend's vacation. There are two best friends, and one of them goes back to their hotel room and finds it covered in blood, and there's a body in the bathtub, and the other friend says that this backpacker came in and attacked her and she killed him accidentally. But was it accidental? You know? So I'm very intrigued by both of these. I think I'm going to start with this one first, just because this is the one that I am drawn to the most right now, and I've not really heard many things about it, so I'll just be really interested to see what I think of it. It's quite a chunky thriller. It is just under 400 pages, but the way I've been going at the minute with books and reading, I've been flying through them, so I am pretty confident I can get through this one pretty quickly. So I'm going to start with this one, and then we'll move on to this one, and I'll share with you my thoughts as we go, and I'll also experiment with my new camera. So having said all of that, I'm going to start getting into this book, and I will talk to you all in a little while and let you know what I think of the first part of it, I guess. Alright, so I'm only about 18 pages in, but already I have some theories So we're introduced to these two characters called Ellie and Stephen. They are a couple and they are going away to this house in Chesapeake Bay, I think. Every time I hear the word Chesapeake, I just think of Hannibal. That show has literally just ruined my life. Sorry. I live near a fire station, if you can hear that. And that's the fire engines. But anyway, yeah, they're going to this house in Chesapeake Bay for 3 days to spend some time together. It's their 6-month anniversary and they want to get to know each other a bit better and just have some fun. But already, Stephen is shady. And he has had some text messages from someone who we only know as Jay. And the text messages say, miss you, where are you, I know you're with her, that kind of thing. So I'm figuring out that maybe Jay is his wife or another girlfriend. He's a player, probably. I'm not really sure. Maybe he's a bigamist? And he's like going out with different women, lots of different women, or he's married to different women. I don't know. But that's kind of my theory at the minute. So I'm very intrigued. I'm looking forward to seeing where the story goes. Yeah, I just wanted to say that now because it was just playing on my mind a little bit. That might be spoilery. I'm not sure, you can decide that, but yeah. 18 pages in and I'm already intrigued, so that's a good sign. So I'm 50 pages into it now and I am really enjoying it so far. And I'm very intrigued actually by both of the characters, but in particular Stephen, just because there are some things within the text that just make him come across as very shady. And I'm excited to find out what it is. Like I said earlier, I have my theories already, but it's written in an interesting way actually because Stephen's point of view is in third person and Ellie's point of view is in first person. So that doesn't, that kind of bugs me a little bit sometimes, but it kind of works for this. But then there's also these extracts here, can you see, that are maybe written from a diary or something. So this one's from the 19th of October. We had one that was from like the 28th of August. And we don't really know who the person is that is talking in these extracts. It could be Ellie, but it could be somebody else. And I assume they are talking about Stephen. And they just talk about their relationship a little bit. And so this one here from the 19th of October says, first time seeing you today since everything changed. My heart flitted about like a nervous parakeet in its cage. I love that line. I was worried you would ignore me. I like this weekend didn't happen. As everybody was hunched over, I looked up. Your eyes were waiting. Your whole face beamed as you smiled, and it was all for me. And I'm really intrigued by these extracts. Because like I said, we don't know who they're written by. But it's kind of alluding to a taboo relationship, I think. We know Stephen is a professor and we know Ellie is a master's student at the same university, maybe? I'm not sure if that was actually mentioned, but it's kind of alluding to like a student-professor relationship, but it might not be between these two characters. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm liking it so far and I'm loving that there are little things within the text that kind of allude to what might be happening. Like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil it any more than what I already have done, but there is a bit of text within the last chapter that I read actually that alludes to a murder weapon. Now, I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but I think it might be foreshadowing something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. But it is very hot today. It is like 25, 26 degrees, something like that. And this book is actually set during winter. There's lots of snow. So it feels kind of jarring to be reading it at this time of year, but it's still all fun. It's all good. So I'm going to carry on reading. What's the time now? I don't know. It's not on my screen. It's probably like 3 o'clock or something. So I've got another like good 2 hours or so before my boyfriend gets home from work to read more of this. I'm not at work today, so I'm just planning to read for the rest of the day and see how much of this I can get through. If I could get about halfway through, then I'll be happy. But yeah, I'm really intrigued so far. Alright guys, so I've hit the 100 page mark of Nobody But Us, and I have to say, I'm really enjoying it so far, and I've just reached the part where it starts into the second day, so day 2, and I have no fucking clue where the story is going to go now. I thought I knew, I had my theories, but now I don't want to say I'm confused, but I'm doubting myself a little bit, which is always a good thing because I like to be proven wrong with thrillers. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and I'm really keen to find out what both of the characters' secrets are, and I feel like this is going to be one of those books that I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about. So yeah, it's been a very interesting read so far, and I can't wait to read some more of it, but my mind is starting to wander a little bit now, so I'm going to take a bit of a break, probably do something else for a while, and then I'll come back to it in the evening, probably after dinner, and just see how much of it I can get through. I feel like it'll be a better read in the evening as well because of the vibes of the book and the atmosphere. You know, it's set in the winter time, and there's low lighting, and it's kind of got these brooding gothic vibes about it. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting from it right now. So I think it'd be better to read in the evening and at night time. Not that it's not good to read now, but I just feel like I'm going to get a bit more of an enjoyable experience out of it by reading it at night time. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break now. I'm gonna probably start cooking dinner soon and probably watch a bit of TV or something mindless, and I'll get back to it later on, and I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking and feeling about it. Also, I just have to say I am loving my new vlogging camera right now. It's got a flip out screen, so I keep looking over here because that's where the screen is, but I'm just really impressed with it so far. It's got a little stand so I can just stand it anywhere. I've got my mic on there as well now, and I'm just really enjoying playing around with it, so I'll probably do a little bit of that as well tonight. I think when my boyfriend gets home, I know he's very keen to have a play with it as well, and I've told him that there will be no fighting over this camera because he wants to do a lot of like streaming stuff with it, but I said to him, you know, you can't do it if I want to use it. I think we're going to be playing around with it a bit tonight as well. But yeah, I'll see you all in a little bit, I guess. Good morning, it is Tuesday. How are we all doing today? I hope you're well. I am very tired, but I'm forcing myself to get up early this morning so that I can head to the gym because I've been really bad at going to the gym recently. I just haven't been going. So today is the day that I'm finally going to get back on track with that. Before I go, let's talk about my progress with Nobody But Us by Laurie van Rensburg. So I read 213 pages of this yesterday, which is incredible. I've been on a bit of a reading streak at the minute, and I have been doing nothing but reading and getting through books really quickly. But it helps that this is really easy read. The writing is really easy to follow. I have a few issues with it now, and it's not going in a direction that I thought it was, and a direction that I really hoped it was going in, and I'm just not feeling very hopeful for it at the moment. I was really invested in the story for like the first 130, 40 pages. But for the last 50 or so pages, things have just been going in a way that I'm not a huge fan of. So hopefully there are some twists coming that will surprise me and that will redeem it. I'd say it's still like a 3 stars at the moment. Like, I'm not hating it. It's not the worst thriller I've ever read. I've read some shocking thrillers. I'm just not loving it as much as I was to start with. And I'm just very frustrated as well by some of the decisions that Ellie is making in this book. Although, to be fair, we don't really know why she's doing it at the minute, and we don't really know what her secret is. So that will probably explain a lot. I just need to be patient. I have mixed feelings about it at the moment. But my plan for today is to finish this. So I have less than halfway to go. So I'm going to go to the gym. And then I'm going to come back. I'm probably going to spend about an hour at the gym. I'm not going to be there for very long. And then I'm going to come back, shower, eat, and then try and finish this so then I can start my next thriller tonight, which I'm very excited for. So yeah, let's go to the gym. Let's get a bit of a sweat on, and then I'll talk to you more about this a little later on. I finished Nobody But Us, and I am a little bit disappointed with this book because the first 150 pages were really interesting. I think I mentioned this earlier. I was so intrigued. But I feel like this book could have been 50, 60 pages shorter. The ending. The ending was kind of satisfying, but the parts leading up to it were just a little bit boring, if I'm honest. And I found my mind wandering, and I feel like it could have been a lot more tense and a lot more engaging if the flowery writing was dropped a little bit, the sentences were a bit shorter, and if the scenes were a bit shorter as well, because I just feel like they just dragged on a little bit more than they needed to. I also would have liked to have had a bit more insight into both of the characters. We got a little bit of insight into the characters and their pasts, but I didn't really feel any kind of strong emotions towards either of them, particularly Stephen, seeing as he is depicted as being this horrible person who's done something absolutely horrible. We don't really get inside his head. I love being able to get inside horrible characters' heads and kind of see how they justify the things they do. See what drives them to do the things they do, and we didn't get that with Stephen. Ellie, we kind of got it a little bit. I can see what this book is trying to do, and the author does talk about it in her acknowledgements, and it does send an important message, but it just fell a little bit flat at the end, and I'm really sad. It started being, this really intriguing mystery. It was kind of fun, kind of sexy, and then it took a very dark turn, and I was like, okay, things are going to get very interesting, but the twists were just kind of They weren't twists that I saw coming, because I had my theories and I was wrong in some of those theories. But I don't know, I feel like there could have been a lot more done with this story, but in a shorter amount of pages, if that makes sense. It just, yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I didn't love it. Also, there is another thing. I will put spoiler here because I think it is a minor spoiler. But you can mute this if you don't want to hear it, just in case. And then I will put unmute on the screen or no spoiler on the screen when I've stopped talking about it. So mute it now if you don't want to hear. But there is a moment in this book, when Ellie talks about Stephen being responsible for what happened to her dad. And I feel like her dad died. I think it was implied that her dad died, but I don't actually think it actually explained what happened to her dad. He was kind of there in some of the story, and in some of the parts that Ellie was talking about, when it was talking about her past. And then it kind of skipped to a few years later, and then her dad wasn't there. So I kind of assume that he died, but I don't really know how or why or what Stephen has to do with any of that. I don't know. And that's really bugging me. So, yeah, you can unmute now. But that was just something that's really niggling at me a little bit. Just one of those plot holes that, yeah, I don't know. But I think I'm going to give this book 3 stars because I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the first half more than the second half. I did enjoy the atmosphere, the brooding vibes, the dark vibes to it. I did enjoy the setting of this remote house in the middle of nowhere. There's a forest and there's a snowstorm. I feel like more could have been done with that, but I did like that. I like the writing. I like that it was very quick to read, very easy to digest. Which is what I look for in thrillers, because I'm not into all of those really complicated mysteries and things like that. It just didn't live up to the expectations I had for it. So, yeah, there we go. But now that one is out of the way, I am going to start my next book. I've had to move to the bedroom because I don't have it within reach of me, but I'm going to start. Can you see it? There we go. I'm going to start We Were Never Here. This is by Andrea Bartz. I'm going to start this tonight, and I'm really looking forward to this one. I have found out this morning that it is going to be made into a Netflix movie, so that would be quite interesting. So I definitely want to read this now so that I can watch the movie after when it comes out and see the differences, because I always like to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get through as much of this as possible tonight because I am back to work tomorrow, which is really depressing. But this is a relatively shorter thriller. I think it's like 250 pages or something. And this one is just really doing something for me, like the synopsis of these 2 friends who are on holiday, and one of them goes back to the hotel room and finds a dead man in their hotel room, and their best friend is covered in blood, says this guy attacked her, and I think they kind of like cover up his murder or something. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna read it. So I will love you and leave you all for now. I'm going to get my teeth stuck into this, and I will talk to you all in a little while. Right, I've been reading for a little while and I'm on page 112. And I'm a little bit bored, to be honest.
I'm just not a huge fan of the writing style. It's just a bit too pretentious for me. I like my thrillers simple. I like the writing to be quite simple in thrillers, not flowery or anything like that. But I want to keep reading it. I want to stick with it a little bit more because I'm still interested in the story. So I'm going to give it some more time. I'm probably going to give it another few more chapters. I'm very tired. This has been happening a lot this week. I've just been feeling more tired than usual later in the day, and I don't really know why. I've been drinking plenty of water. I've been taking my medication like I should be. I don't know. So I might have a little nap and then I'll probably carry on with some more of this. But I don't really have any more thoughts on it other than that. I'm not a huge fan of the writing, so there we go. This is why it's taken me so long to get through this book.
Hello everybody. So I have finished We Were Never Here. I finished it over the weekend, and I am going to give this a 3-star rating overall. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be honest. It's more of a literary thriller, which I'm fine with, but they're not my favourite type of thrillers. But I did get more interested in this towards the end of the book. The start of the book is just it's slow to get going, and then in the middle it's kind of a bit bland. Like, there's not a lot going on, and the really interesting stuff starts to happen within like the last 50 or 60 pages of the book. I thought there would have been more tension in this, I thought there would have been more kind of feelings of paranoia, of claustrophobia, of worry, anxiety, all of that. And there were little snippets of it here and there, but I just didn't feel that. Unfortunately, with this whole thing of these two friends who have found themselves in a situation where, they've killed somebody and they're trying to get away with it, I would have thought there would have been a little bit more tension, it would have made the reader feel a little bit more on edge. And I just didn't get that with this. But I did really like the ending. I thought it was wrapped up really nicely. I thought the twists and turns towards the end were pretty good. They weren't like anything shocking, but they did the job. So overall, I did enjoy this, and I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I would recommend it if you're looking for something that's a bit different. I would recommend it if you're looking for a vacation themed thriller. But if you're looking for something that's very fast-paced and tense and shocking and exciting, then maybe avoid this one. So I've read both of these books for this vlog, and after having some thought, I am gonna drop the rating for this down to 2.5 just because I didn't enjoy it as much as this one. I think in terms of writing, this one was a lot easier to read, and I think it flowed a lot better, whereas this one, the writing was a bit more flowery, lots of metaphors and things, and it did take a while for me to get into it. But this one definitely had more of an impact than this one did on me. So this one was my favourite of the two. It's kind of weird actually how they ended up both being quite similar in some respects as well. But they've both got the vacation vibes. This one would be perfect for winter and this one would be perfect for summer. But feel free to go and check them both out if you want to, because even though I didn't enjoy them as much as I hoped I would, doesn't mean that you won't enjoy them. So there we go. That is it for this reading vlog. I hope you had fun joining me on this little reading adventure. I know I had a lot of fun, even though these books weren't what I hoped they would be. I still got something from them, like I get something from everything I read, whether I like them or not. So I am gonna wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I've also had so much fun filming this vlog on my new camera, and I hope the quality of the imagery and the sound as well, I hope it's a lot better. Please let me know if you have any tips for me on how to use the Sony, is it EV1 vlogging camera? I always appreciate that kind of feedback. But yeah, let me know in the comments as well if you've read either of the books that I've read in this vlog and what you thought of them, or if you're planning to read them, or if you're not planning to read them. Tell me why. I always love to hear what you guys have to say. You can leave a cheeky thumbs up if you like this video, because it does really help with my channel. You can also subscribe and you can hit the bell button so you will be notified every single time I do upload. And having said all of that, I will see all of you lovely people in my next video very soon. Bye guys.